everybody on time. So let me start with my role as Sergeant at Arms today. Good evening, everybody, as a Sergeant at Arms. And because I said good evening before also, so this is from the Sergeant at Arms. And fellow Toastmasters, distinguished guests, I'm Dipti, your Sergeant at Arms today, and it is my pleasure to welcome you to our meeting number 49 of Club Toasted. And before we proceed, let me announce few ground rules to follow. Since this is an online meeting, it is important to mute your audio while the speaker is speaking or presenting their speeches. And for the smooth conduct of the meeting, kindly refrain from speaking on taboo topics of sex, religion, and politics in your speeches. Please switch off your mobile phones or keep them on silent mode during the meeting. If you feel to eat or drink anything, please feel free. But if you're eating anything, I would request you to keep your video off. Otherwise, we all will feel hungry. It is best to have your video on, but still, if the speaker is speaking and you have to do something which is catching speaker's attention, then also I would suggest you to keep your video off. Be mindful of your backgrounds at home. And when your video is on, please make sure there is no disturbance or any background noise. And at your home, you know where the washrooms are located. So please feel free to use them as and when needed. Now, let me read out the Toastmasters Club mission. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. And we are one such club which also we follow the club Toastmasters mission, but we also have our own vision. And our club vision is we are a group of agile and passionate learners. We are a global group of agile and passionate learners. So now with this, let me introduce our president. Our president, Pooja Saran, a Toastmaster from 2021. And before taking up this president's role, she has served Club Toasted with her exemplary skills in VPPR domain. She has served as a club coach and club mentor for 2 successful clubs in D116. She is currently also a PR manager for Area 12 and admin manager for Area 31. She is known as a mental well-being trainer in her professional arena. She is a certified financial therapist, life design coach, trainer for American Board of NLP, emotional intelligence coach, and a master handwriting analyst. Oh my God, multifaceted personality of Club Toasted. She is also an author with 3 books out of her bag already, and one on financial literacy for your teens and you would be out this month. She believes that quality of your life depends on the quality of your communication with self first. With this, help me welcome Pooja Saran with the round of applause. Over to you, Madam President.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmasters Deepti, who's playing Sergeant at Arms today. I think all the creations that you've given for Club Toasted, the credit goes to you. You were the one who pushed me as a VPPR and then had faith in me to be the president. I hope I do the justice to it. Thank you so much for such a lovely introduction. And I must acknowledge the presence of DTM R.S.K. Naidu, who was generous enough to take the GE role for this meeting, and our area director 29 from District 116, TM Raju, who was again generous enough to take the speaker's role for us to inspire, that to first speaker, to inspire all of us. So warm welcome to everyone to this Speakathon. What is Speakathon? Anyone who knows what Speakathon is? Quickly unmute yourself and tell me. What's a Speakathon?
Back-to-back speakers.
Yeah, back-to-back speakers who are not actually standing literally back-to-back. Yes, before when I was reading through what Toastmasters and how Toastmasters Speakathon came in the picture, I got to know some secrets which not really everyone knows about. So I thought I'll bring it today in the meeting. Speakathons were previously called as Speak Outs. I'm sure that's the reason they changed the name because Speak Outs didn't really resonate with it. And the person who actually introduced the word Speakathon was a marathon runner. And that's the reason they came up with this beautiful concept of Speakathon. And I'm hoping that you will enjoy the Speakathon. We've just not focused only on speeches because table topic is also part of speech. Most important part where you actually learn the impromptu speeches because that's the space you can win argument with your wives, husbands, kids. That's the impromptu speech. They don't go for prepared speeches. So let me now start the meeting by introducing our amazing TMOD, Sarada Saran. We share the same last name. Sarada is an amazing kindergarten teacher. And when I say kindergarten teacher, I would rather say she's the gardener who actually puts the seeds in the ground for all environment to have right oxygen, right nourishment. Thank you so much for doing that, Sarada. Her whole life is surrounded by her lovely children. I don't think we have to guess that because you are that nurturer. She joined Toastmasters in 2020. And I personally would like to add whenever I have reached out to Sarada, for a role or any support system. We did a YLP last year and she was always ready. Not ready that, okay, fine, I can do it. She is ready to learn. She would say, I might not know what to do. You tell me and I will do it. And she's always kept her word. She gets to know what to do and she would do it the right way. Thank you so much, Sarada, for accepting this role. And I would like all of you to put your hands together and welcome Sarada Saran, an amazing singer, painter, nourisher, the root gardener for all of us. The stage is all yours.
Thank you, President Pooja Saran, for this lovely introduction. Imagine a world where words are not just a means of communication, but a source of excitement, challenge, and boundless fun. Today, I want to challenge your verbal dexterity and have some fun. Any wild guesses about the theme? Okay, let me kickstart today's meeting with a classic tongue twister. You all must be aware of she sells seashells on the seashore. The seashells are surely seashells. So I would like to repeat this tongue twister in a slow, medium, and fast pace thrice. But get ready for it another one. Let me start. She sells seashells on the seashore. The shells she sells are surely seashells. She sells seashells on the seashore. The shells she sells are surely seashells. No, I had a tough time. Are you all ready to face the challenge, this rapid challenge? Who is ready? Should I call upon? Okay. I hope
Naidu sir is ready.
Yeah, Naidu sir, yes.
Naidu sir, can we have yours? Would you like to try another one or would you try to?
No, let me go with what you said.
Yes. I will share the screen. Should I?
Let me give it a shot. Let me give it a shot first. If I'm good at it, good. Otherwise, you share the screen.
Of course.
She sells on the seashore. The cells she sells are surely seashells.
That was beautiful. Would you try it in a faster pace?
She sells on the seashore. The cell she sells is surely seashells.
Wow, that's beautiful.
You know why I got this so easily? I'll give you a tip. I remember when I was in kindergarten, my kindergarten teacher drove it into my head.
Oh,
And ever since it's there.
I'm back again then. That was beautiful. Would anyone else give it a try? Bina is ready. Can you have Bina?
Yeah. So having fun with it. She sells seashells on the seashore. The she sells are really seashells.
Beautiful.
Once more, I'll try. She sells seashells on the seashore. The shells she sells are really seashells.
Beautiful. Anybody else? But in a faster pace.
Let me give it a try.
Yeah.
She sells on the seashore. The shells, what she sells, is on the seashore.
That's right. Shall I type it or shall I share the screen for your reference?
You can put it in the chat box.
Yeah, I will, definitely. I hope you all got it. I've shared it in the chat box. I repeat, she sells seashells on the seashore. The shells she sells are surely seashells. Even I have the problem of this sh sound. Okay. So, tongue twisters are those tricky word concoctions that turn your tongue into a concoctionist and play a surprising role in life. They are the comedic workout routine for our mouths, making us sound like babbling buffoons in the process. But don't dismiss them as mere linguistic gymnastics. They are the secret agents of linguistic agility. Good morning, good noon, good evening, my beloved and distinguished Toastmasters, honorable guests. Join us at the Speakathon and Tongue Twister Extravaganza, where we celebrate the beauty of speech in all its form, from the persuasive power of words to the delightful challenges of twisting our tongues. Here, you will discover that in the world of spoken language, every word is a playground and every speech is an adventure waiting to unfold. Put your hands together in welcoming our grammarian Toastmaster, VP Sham Sundar. Toastmaster Sham, kindly explain the role of a grammarian.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the evening, Sharda Saran, for that wonderful tongue twisters challenge. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters. I hope you're all excited, as I'm excited today, to accept my grammarian word of the day. As a grammarian, it's my responsibility to keep close watch on the languages, what you're using, the right and wrong words, what you're using, as well as the quotes. Just know what our TMOD Sarda Saran was using, an excellent quotes, outstanding words, as well as the thoughts of each and every member. It's also my duty to give you the report when I'm called upon towards the end of the meeting on the usage of the word of the day and proper usage of the languages. Today's word of the day is rapid. The word rapid, it has got its own pace, which shows the speed, which explains about the speed. Its usage can be used in several ways. As an example, I would like to quote today's evening, the rapid enrollment of roles by all the Toastadians helped us to convey the meeting. This is just one example. My word of the day is already displayed on my background. Please use it without any shy. And I encourage all of you to use it several times today in today's meeting. And I'll definitely make a note of it. Over to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sham. Master your minutes to master your life. Finance division being the first innings, a timer, Toastmaster Rabi's Sharma's journey into Toastmaster is a second innings as a student. She is passionate about public speaking and motivational speeches. She also has a thirst for books, mountaineering, running, and listening to podcasts. She's here to explain the role of a timer. Over to you, Toastmaster Rabi. Is she?
Toastmaster Rabi is mute, and looks like because you've joined later, it's a he. I know it's always can be confusing, but Toastmaster Rabi is the masculine factor of the whole club here. Toastmaster Rabi, I hope you unmute yourself. Unmute yourself. Toastmaster Rabi, unmute yourself. Brilliant.
Dear President, Toastmaster of the Day, and fellow Toastmasters, as a timer, my role is to allot all the speakers and evaluators for their speeches, and I have allotted time for all the speakers and evaluators, and it's my duty to allot them by representing three backgrounds. I will share green background in the beginning, and when they are on target time, I will share yellow background. I'll share the screen by yellow background, and at the end, I'll share with red screen. Also, it's my duty to listen all the speakers and submit my report. Submit my report asked upon by the general evaluator. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you, timer. And I'm sorry for mentioning you wrongly. Speakathons speeches are not just words. They are powerful narratives that can change minds, touch hearts, and inspire action. Now let's dive into the Speakathon extravaganza. I would like to call upon our most inspiring evaluator, the one and only distinguished Toastmaster, Deepti Potness, to explain the purpose of the speech for the first speaker, Toastmaster Raju. Over to you, evaluator Deepti Potness.
Good evening, everybody. And today I will be evaluating Toastmaster Raju, and he is on his. One second, let me open his evaluation sheet. Toastmaster Raju is on his dynamic leadership path, and this is his project from level 1. Introduction to vocal variety and body language. So in this particular speech, the purpose of this project is to practice using vocal variety and body language to enhance speech. The member has chosen to only be evaluated on vocal variety and on his speech. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, evaluated Departness. I'm honored to introduce Toastmaster Raju, who works for Gulf Exchange, a money transfer and foreign currency exchange. He is the founder member of Gulf Exchange Toastmaster Club. A Toastmaster since 2021, he enjoyed the position of VPE and VPR as well in Gulf Exchange Toastmaster Club. He loves movies, music, traveling, and reading. Render your virtual round of applause to welcome the most aspiring speaker, Toastmaster Raju, to present his speech in the Speakathon race. Over to you, Toastmaster Raju. The floor is all yours.
Thank you. Am I audible? Am I visible? Jasmine. She looked at me like this. I asked her, Jasmine, are you prejudiced? What? Oh, no. Don't be mistaken. Are you prejudiced? Raju, this is 9 o'clock in the morning. Just now we started our work and you are asking me, are you prejudiced? Prejudice. Showing unreasonable dislike or disinterest for something or someone. Respected Toastmasters, a warm good evening to all of you. If I ask any of you, you are here in this virtual screen, are you prejudiced? No. I am not. I am going to tell you one incident which happened to me around 20 years back when I got a training from my mentor. He said, visualize. I said, visualize. You are in a sea, enjoying the lovely sea breeze, the noise of the sea, the cloud, the pani puri wala, and you are having the chai with biscuit dipping on it, along with your friends or with your wife or with your girlfriend or somebody. Suddenly, you saw someone running undressed. What is this? My mentor asked me what you would do in that situation. I said, you told me to visualize with my wife, right? I will ask my wife because she is the decision maker. Okay, go to the next one. The mentor asked him, sir, I will walk away from there. The question passed to another person. But at last, the mentor asked one question to everyone. Did anyone ask me, what is the age of the person who ran? Suddenly, everybody got shocked. The mentor meant it's only a small kid who was running here and there, and their parents were behind him, catching him or her. Toastmasters and my dear friend, knowingly or unknowingly, we are prejudiced sometimes. Don't be prejudiced. When we heard about a movie release, that movie is the one acting, it's going to be flop. That movie If he is the one acting, wow. I am telling you, if you tell me if any Rajinikanth movie is going to be flop, I will come there and I will beat you. Because I am the hardcore Rajini fan. Forget about parents and grown up like us. We talk about small kids. My daughter and son, they are only 13 and 12-year-old. They are also prejudiced. We always used to have our dining on the floor. When we sit on the floor, normally our legs will be like this. So what will happen? Sometime other person leg will be on the other person leg. Many a time I saw my son disturbing the sister by doing this. I am sure you might have also done this. Yesterday, my daughter asked, I am warning you. You have done this many times. I said, come on, we are having dining. Have some respect. My son said, I didn't do anything, Appa. She is lying. What happened is that it's a coincidence. He didn't do purposefully. But my daughter, because of the previous experience, she is also prejudiced. Let's say forget about the daughter and the kids. Come about teachers. Not all the teachers. My daughter came from school. Appa, you know one thing? I got selected for table tennis. Rather than showing a happy face, I shout, huh? I asked, what do you know about table tennis? You even didn't see table tennis on the TV. Even we don't have a table tennis in our home. I even didn't see playing table tennis. How could he be selected? The only simple reason is that she is good in academic. How pathetic it is. My daughter is good in academic. How can she be selected for table tennis? Let's forget about the teachers. Me standing in front of you, I was literally prejudiced. The tagline used by Toastmasters where leaders are made. The moment, even I remember the day when we had a demo meeting, I told the presenter, sir, I agree with all the points, but I don't agree the point where leaders are made. He asked me, Raju, this is because you don't know the entire structure of Toastmasters. That is the reason why you are having this concern. No, sir. I having a belief that leaders are born. He said, I kindly invite you to join Toastmasters. Then you will understand. I said, okay. And I regret when I met him yesterday as well in the District 116 meeting, I said, sir, I totally wrong. Toastmaster is a place where leaders are made as well. Today, when I stand in front of you, I become an area director. And a while ago, I said that I am an accidental area director, but still, officially, I am the area director of 29 District 116. How to reduce this prejudice mind? It is next to impossible. I said next to impossible. It is possible. We have to learn, unlearn, learn again, unlearn again. And let us have a visualize of this is not the what I am thinking. Let me ask directly, my dear friend, I heard about this. I read this. What is your opinion? Did you say this? When we have this open-mindedness, I am 100% sure that there will not be any prejudice and we will be having a happy life. Over to you, T.M. Modi.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Timer, may I request you to start a minute for the evaluator to evaluate the speech? I welcome Srimati Krishnan, our guest for today. Welcome, Srimati Krishnan.
Yeah, thank you so much for your warm welcome.
Srimati, please introduce yourself. We would love to know a little more about you till the time our evaluator is writing his comments.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you so much. So I'm part of Beena and Sunny's team, and very happy to be part of this program. Gratitude. And about me, 2 decades into training and development, and passionate about interacting with people, networking with people, and that's it. Nothing much about me, and I love talking to people and interacting with people.
Brilliant. Thank you so much for showing up. Please, later on, we do have something called a stable topic where we give opportunity and we request our guests to be part of it. So please wait up and stay till the meeting ends.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, thank you so much. Sure, I'll be there. Thank you.
Over to you, TMOD.
Time, can we start? A speakathon and a tongue twister may seem like two sides of the speech spectrum, but dwell a little deeper and you will discover the fascinating connection. Both invite us to explore the incredible potential of spoken language, albeit in distinct ways. It's time to call our second evaluator, a dynamic VP, Shyam Sundar, to explain the purpose of the speech for the second speaker, Toastmaster Gildas Shlah. Over to you, evaluator.
Thank you very much, Toastmasters of the evening. Good evening once again for all the members and distinguished guests surrounded here. Today, I have my star speaker, who is Gildas Shlah, rendering her speech on Toastmaster mentoring. Well, her purpose of the speech is to clearly define how Toastmaster envisions the mentoring, number one. And number two, and to share her aspects and experience as a protégé. So I wish all the best for star speaker Gildas Shlah. Over to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shyam. A charter member of AITC, Toastmaster Gildas Shlah joined Toastmaster in 2003 in Doha. She has lived in 7 countries, and in each country, she has learned a great deal about culture and the people. Her hobbies are varied in every place she lived in. She has expressed that joining Toastmaster and discovering many things about herself is one of the best things that happened to her. Without further ado, let's welcome the most composed speaker, Toastmaster Gildas Shlah, with a virtual round of applause to present her speech. Over to you, Toastmaster Gildas Shlah.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. The title of my speech is Why a Mentor? As actions happen in Toastmasters so rapidly, at the end of my first Toastmaster meeting, the VP Education approached me and gave me 2 pieces of paper. The first one, it says that the president of the club is having a workshop for all members of the district on facial expression. And the other piece of paper, it says, it gave me a list of names with big titles in front of it. And it says, choose a mentor. I asked the VP Education, what is a mentor in Toastmasters? As I was very new to that, to Toastmasters. She said, Toastmasters mentors are like the mirror you look at every day in the morning before you go out to your day activities. And as soon as you look at the mirror, You know what kind of changes you have to do and challenges you have to face, and you go about and change it easily. I said, sure. I put that piece of paper on the side, and next week I attended the facial expression workshop by the president of the club. The first thing she asked us, the trainer, is to show an expression of happiness. And my expression was, ha, 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 ha. I laughed. The next question she says, show me an action of sadness. I covered my face and I cried. And the third one, she says, show me when you're angry. I did this, and I was just about to hit the person standing beside me. Each one of the members did different action. She stood there with her smile, and she thanks us all at the end. And in the next 10 minutes, she showed us and told us that on our facial, we have many muscles. We don't have to jump the wall to show expression. With a simple change of our few of these muscles, we could show happy face, sad face, angry face, and many other feelings. I looked at that trainer and I said, if this lady was able to convince me with this in 10 minutes, she will be my mentor. And I did ask her, and she became my mentor. And throughout my Toastmasters in Doha from 2003 to 2007, she was nothing but a supportive, encouraging person to me. It's like when I spoke to her, she was able to add more brain cells to make me inspired to search inside myself and be more creative. One thing she never did, though, she never gave me one word or took one word from any of my speeches. She left all the writing to me. She led me into how to express myself, how to structure the speech, how to start with the first speech, which is the icebreaker. 3 times we trained, she and I, about my icebreaker. And after the 3rd time, I said, I can do. I cannot stand and speak. She says, Gilda, let's take 5 minutes break and talk about something else. Let's have coffee. We had coffee. We talked about our kids. We talked about our life. We talked about our work, our travel. And at the end, she said, you just wrote your icebreaker. You told me everything that everybody needs to know. All you have to do is put it in words. And I did. In 2007, I left Doha and I traveled to the US. And I took a sabbatical from Toastmasters. But in 2021, that same person, my mentor, called me and asked me to join Toastmasters, but online this time. And I did. And when I joined Toastmasters online, I realized that I need a mentor. I chose different distinguished Toastmasters, although my original mentor, distinguished Toastmaster Vicky Ferrer, was the charter president of the club I joined. This time I joined distinguished Toastmaster Sadiqa Kibi. Sadiqa was totally different mentor. I spoke 100% of the time. She listened to me 100% of the time. Sadiqa told me the opening is very important, but also the conclusion is very important. And don't let any speech go by without sending your audience with a message to take home. Tie your speeches. Make them more interesting by being simple. Simple words, simple effects. That's what draws the audience to your speeches. She's still my mentor. They both are my mentor. And I have many other mentors. The president of our club, Toastep, is my mentor. I often ask Toastmaster Pooja Saran for help. And she gives it to me in a presidential way, in a mentor way. Let me share with you something, ladies and gentlemen. I am not an easy person to get along with. Then am I lucky to be surrounded with all these mentors that I surely get along with? I often ask this question, and I often get this answer. It's not me. It's these experienced Toastmasters who know how to build this supportive, positive relation with everybody around them, and to make the learning experience a very comfortable learning experience for new Toastmasters and any Toastmasters willing to learn. I connect with every mentor I've had, and I will always connect with the mentor, because I know when I ask a question to any experienced Toastmasters, they're gonna tell me their experience. They're gonna make my journey easier on me by just displaying their own experience. That's why I get along with all my mentors. I connect with them, and I'm willing to learn from their experience. In return, they are willing to mentor and share their experience with them. Dear fellow Toastmasters, if you are at any time in doubt of what should I write, how should I speak, what should I do in my journey of Toastmasters, get a mentor. A mentor will be the mirror you look at in the morning before you approach your daily life. And you will know exactly what changes you have to do to your facial, to your clothes, to your hair, and go at it, change it, and have a fun day. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gilda. That was splendid. Timer, can you go on for a minute for the evaluator to evaluate the speech?
Sure. Please proceed. We are exceeding a little bit time, but all valuable time. It's fine.
I would like to call Toastmaster Gilda again to explain the purpose of the speech for the third speaker, Toastmaster Beena Srivatsava. Over to you, Toastmaster Gilda.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. The purpose of the speech for Toastmaster Beena is the purpose of this project is to learn or review basic methods of writing a speech with a purpose, defined purpose, and to present a well-organized speech on any topic. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gilda. A mom of two and wife of an army officer, Beena Srivatsava is a breathwork coach and energy healer. She is an abundant soul helping people bloom in their true essence. She loves her work, spending quality time with friends and family, and listening to books. Give a virtual round of applause to welcome the endeavoring speaker, Toastmaster Beena Srivastava. Over to you, Toastmaster Beena Srivastava. The floor is all yours.
Am I audible and visible? Thank you. Who wants love? Everyone does.
Yes.
Wants respect.
Yes.
Everyone does. Yeah. This is exactly what my friend Richa wanted for herself. Love and respect. And she almost grew like a princess in her family. When she would see left and right, her parents would treat her like a princess. And they would tell her that you are such a darling, you are such a sweetheart, you are the most charming girl in the world. And this happened for quite some time. When on 20th August 2002, while my friend's parents were returning back from work, they met with an accident. Good evening, Madam Toastmasters of the day, fellow Toastmasters, and distinguished guests. Thank you for your warm and rapid welcome, love, and connection for me and for all of us who are here. My friend Richa, what happened to her after that incident was so sad and so devastating that she just could not pick herself again. Every time, every night, she would sleep with tears in her eyes. And she would say, why did it happen to me? And every time she would sleep in her dreams, she would see a big mirror. And she would think, why the mirror? As she started growing up, she went to college. And just when she went to college, she met Rahul. तुझे देखा तो ये जाना सनम. And just when Richa and Rahul met, the love story happened. And that is when Richa thought, oh my God, this is the love of my life. And this is what I ever dreamt of. Rahul would treat her like a princess all the time. But with deep love came deep fear and deep insecurity. And Richa started to behave like that possessive girlfriend. And then we all know what happened. Rahul vanished in a few months. And Richa was devastated again. She was sad. She was every night in tears. And every night when she would sleep in her dreams, she saw that big, bold mirror. And as she started growing up, she got married. And after the beautiful time of her honeymoon ended, she started hearing some statements in the family. You are not as good as my sister. You don't cook as good as my mom. You don't even take care of my parents well. And Richa was sad again. And every night she would sleep with tears in her eyes. She would see the big, bold mirror. By this time, she was already thinking, what is this big mirror all about? But as destiny played its role, Richa became a mom of a cute little boy. She thought, wow, now my life is going to be an amazing ride. Now I got the purpose of my life. And she said, this is my baby, my heart, my soul, my love. And everything around her was revolving in that little baby. She left her career, everything, dreams, desires, everything for that little baby. And then few years passed by. And one day, that little boy came in from the school and he said, Mom, look at yourself. Stop being so sticky with me. You know what? You don't even look as smart as other children's moms in my school. Look at yourself. You are not even dressed nicely. You know what? You are just like the maid auntie of our house. She also just knows to cook and clean. You know what? You are also like her. And that day, Richa was devastated to the core. And that night, when she was sleeping with tears in her eyes, again, the big board mirror popped up. And that was the day she felt, oh my God, what's that? And all she wanted for herself that day was to die. And before she was executing the great plan of death, she came across a book. And the book had a big bold mirror. And she started to flip the pages. And it said, there are no others. There are only mirrors. And that is when she decided to flip over again. And she realized that all that she was looking for in the world was coming from a place of lack within herself. All that she wanted from the world had to be created by herself within herself. And that was the time when she dropped the begging bowls of love in her life, and she started to light up a candle of love for herself within herself. She learned to create that love for herself, and all the drama, all the validation just faded away. And that was the day she realized that there are no others. There are only mirrors. Thank you, everyone. Over to you, Madam Diyamodi.
Thank you, Toastmaster Veena Srivastava. That was wonderful. Before we proceed, timer, are we on the track? Can we have a minute for the evaluator to evaluate the speech? Timer, you're muted.
I think we can move ahead if the time is.
Speakathon participants harness the art of persuasive oratory, captivating audience with their words. But what if we told you that mastering the tongue twister is the secret weapon of many a great orator? Beneath the laughter and occasional frustration they provoke lies a valuable lesson for every aspiring speaker. Put your hands together to welcome the gorgeous, versatile Toastmaster, the mental well-being trainer, the certified financial therapist, life design and emotional intelligence coach, who is none other than our lovable President Toastmaster Pooja Sharan. She joined Toastmasters in December 2001. She is a trainer for American Board of NLP.
Oh, Diyamodi, it's absolutely fine. We are done with the introduction.
Oh, Toastmaster Pooja Sharan.
Thank you so much for giving me the stage. Today, I am your table topic master and table topic evaluator. So none of the table topics are going without being evaluated. This is my project where I have to say and listen to. So it's very important to be listening. As for the benefit of guests, let me first welcome Shalini ji. Shalini ji, such a pleasure to see you again. I'm so glad that you could make it to the meeting. It's always good to see you.
It's my honor, my pleasure, and whatever adjective exists, it's all mine.
Okay, let's give it to you then. I'm so glad that you could make it. So for the benefit of Shrimati and Shalini, the Toastmasters meeting is divided into 3 parts. First is the prepared speech that you've already seen. 3 speeches prepared, and it will be evaluated by our experienced evaluators. Second is the impromptu speech, PIE. So P is prepared, I is impromptu speech, and last E is evaluation for everything, for every role player. So my part here is to give you an impromptu speech experience. Now, what is an impromptu speech experience? I will give you a topic, and you will have to talk about that topic for 1 minute least. 1.5 minutes would be yellow light for my timer, and 2 minutes would be red light for my timer. You will get 30 seconds grace. You can continue talking. It's absolutely fine. Like person like me would always love talking for that. But then impromptu speech is said impromptu because it's short and sweet. And how we can do it, a quick explanation to it or a quick tip to it. Any topic that you get, either connected with an incident that happened to you, or take it at past, present, and future. Or if it's a general topic, you can talk about how others feel, what I feel, and what in general your comment is. So this is a basic understanding of table topic. Again, for benefits of guests, I will call upon an experienced and seasoned person first to give you a kind of an understanding of what table topic is. Looks like the rules are set. Now let me explain what table topic I've got for today. All ready for a little different kind of table topic? I want to say no. Yes, yes, okay. So today I have found out a very unusual, that's the right word, unusual book titles for all of you. And you will have to, once you see the book title, and I'll call upon the name. I don't want anyone to say, okay, I'm going to do it. I will call upon the names. Once you see that book title, I want you to talk about, if you were the writer of that book, what inspired you to write this book with this title? You get the rules straight? So the book, there'll be unusual book titles, and I will share the book names. I will show you the book names with the picture. You, being the author of the book, you have to tell us what inspired you to write this book with this particular title. Either what inspired you, or in a rapid form, what is there, this kind of a short story in this book. Are you all set? Give me a thumbs up if you're all set. Brilliant. So for, again, benefits of guests for everyone, we have heard such a hilarious speech of TM Raju. Please help me welcome TM Raju to take the first book as an author. Are we set, TM Raju? Okay. So I'm sharing my screen here, and I'm sure everyone is able to see my screen. And as I said, 1.5 minutes is the green light, red, green is 2, and 2.5 minutes is red. Let's go. The first title is How to Talk to Your Cat About Gun Safety. How to Talk to Your Cat About Gun Safety. TM Raju, stage is all yours.
I remember it was last year when I saw my cat, Tiger his name, was playing with Diwali gun. Immediately, I ran to the cat. I said to the cat, Tiger, what are you up to? Are you smelling the Diwali gun, which is pataka inside? Anytime it's going to blast. Then I ran to the library, which I call its library. I dragged this book and I ran to my tiger again and shown the book. Did you see this book? If you are human and if you know how to read what it is this, you will never touch the gun again. Over to you.
Thank you so much. I believe the tiger gets the message very clear. Okay, it was brilliant. Let's go to our general evaluator, our R.S.K. Naidu, Distinguished Toastmasters. Are we ready to take the second authorship of the book? Okay, so here is the book that you have authored, and you have to tell us what made you write this. How to Train Goldfish Using Dolphin Training Techniques. How to Train Goldfish Using Dolphin Training Techniques. Distinguished Toastmasters, Naidu sir, stage is all yours.
Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and distinguished guests, good evening once again. It's a war between goldfish, how they do their stuff, and dolphins, how they do their stuff. Let me turn the tables here. It's trying to do a management technique, trying to involve sales with finance. How does it work? A sales guy, I would term him as a dolphin. He goes around gallivanting all over the place, swimming in sync, trying to be in touch with everybody, including humans, just to get the deal done. The poor goldfish, especially we humans, tie them up into a bowl. He has no option but just to go round and round and round, and hoping someday he could jump out and get the dolphin by its tail and say, I want to be with you. I want to see the world. But you see, black and white can never get together. But don't forget, black is the darkest or the lightest shade of white. White is the darkest shade of black. So don't ever try to get a goldfish to do what a dolphin does. In the same way, never ask a finance guy to do sales. Over to you.
Thank you so much, sir. Brilliantly done. And I'm sure the exchange guy will not try to put dolphins in the right space. Absolutely ready for the second one. And I'm going to call upon our Toastmasters to be Toastmasters. Shalini. Shalini, are you ready to author the second book?
Almost, yes.
Okay, so let's take your second, in fact, the third book for you. Eating people is wrong.
Super.
Eating people is wrong. Shalini, stage is all yours.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. The handsome men here, the beautiful ladies here, including me. The topic is wonderful, and I have been doing it for the last 47 years. I've been eating people with my talks, with my expressions, and with my everything, my gestures, my way of working and everything. Now let me elaborate this, how I have been doing this. You know, my health speaks for itself. That what happened one day, I was just eating cucumber. My father came to me and he said, "What are you eating, dear?" I said, "I'm eating a cucumber." He said, "No, please don't do it. You need to drink blood of other people. It has lots of, someone has AB positive, someone has O, someone has." I started doing that. Then I got a chance by Beena and Sunny to reach this place, and I'm drinking their blood too. And I'm evolving as a person with divine powers, with joy, peace, and everything. That is all I would like to say. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Shalini. We are gladly offering our blood to you. We are the blood bank of all positive A, B, C, D, all the groups. Thank you so much for taking that chance.
Mom, I really enjoy. I'm so honored to be here. Thank you so much for accepting me the way I am. Thank you.
Love you so much. So let's move on to the second one now, rapidly going to our new guest, Shrimati. Are you ready to take an authorship of the book and tell us what inspired you to write that book?
Yeah, sure.
Brilliant. Let's see what you get. And your book title is What Bird Did That? A Driver's Guide to Some Common Birds of North America. What bird did that? Over to you, Shripati.
Yeah, thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity. Feeling blessed. Gratitude to each of you. A wonderful evening indeed. I would like to talk about a rare talking bird. Once a man he was just traveling and he heard about a rare talking bird, and he just wanted to buy that bird. And what happened was like he was like in the pursuit of that bird. He was like traveling across countries for that bird, and eventually he heard that there is a bird, rare talking bird, in a pet store. He landed up to that store and then checked with the store person, and he said, yes, I've got one. And the very next day he had to travel out of town for his business meeting. He purchased that bird and happily he took the bird to his home and mentioned that this is a rare talking bird to his spouse, to his wife, and said, keep it safe. And the next day when he's back home, he asked his wife, where's the bird? She said, like, it's in the oven. He said, what? Yeah, it's in the oven. You said it's a rare talking bird, but it did not speak. So it's in the oven. So it's like we human beings at times when the situation arises like where we'll have to speak up. So with Sunny and Bina's coaching and my experience and all that has taken me to a place where I understand that, yes, when there is a need, we need to speak up. So that is very, very quintessential in every person's life. Is that the message I got from this story? So thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity.
Thank you so much. And none of the Toastmasters are ever going to be in the oven because we talk. Thank you so much, Srimati, for such a brilliant table topic attempt. Let's call upon someone who didn't take the role today. Sunny, we can't let you go without speaking. Are you ready to own the other book? Give us an inspiration. What made you write this book? Okay, so yes, book authorship is Everyone Poops. Everyone Poops. For Sunny, stage is yours.
Yes, life is very beautiful and everyone poops. I want to share this very beautiful message because a lot of times we get irritated, we get upset, and we don't want to enter bathroom after our spouse has gone, or maybe our father, mother, whoever. So let us take it, everyone poops. And yes, there is rapid fragrance or foul smell. So let's become healthier and let's take care of our diets. So let's take care of our diet the previous day. So I have recommended all the good healthy diet plan in this book, and I recommend you to read this so that you enter the washroom with a smile and come out with a bigger smile. And just keep smiling, shining, and inspiring because you are great Toastmasters. And you deserve rapid transformation with high vibes. Everyone poops, but only few remain in high vibes. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Sunny. Oh, did you know that once Akbar and Birbal went and Akbar asked Birbal, what is the highest happiness of the world? And Birbal said, to poop. Imagine the day that you cannot poop. Thank you so much for bringing that fragrance and all that you could bring with the word poop. So next, go to our distinguished Toastmasters, Deepti Botnist, to take the authorship of the next book. Are you ready?
Okay, let me
Uh,
try.
And your title is Don't Pee on My Leg and Tell Me It's Raining. Don't pee on my leg and tell me it's raining. Over to you, distinguished Toastmasters, Deepti.
Thank you, Madam Topic Master, for that wonderful book. And I have been saying this ever since I got my puppy home. And then I started taking him for a walk. Most of the times, he would pee on my legs. And I would say, "Oh, don't pee on my leg. Don't pee on my leg." But later on, I realized he is actually, pets, they connect their journey with us. And he was trying to tell me that I am actually telling you that what people are doing to you. So stop, start telling people that don't pee on my leg and don't tell me that it's raining. That is the time when you set healthy boundaries. And this was the message my pup was trying to give me. I got this message when I met one animal communicator. And I was furious why this pup is peeing on my legs. And that lady described me that he is trying to give you a message to set healthy boundaries in your life. Don't allow people to pee on your leg and then explain and justify it as if it is raining. So thank you to my pup and thanks to that animal communicator which helped me writing this book because they gave me quite a lot insights for this book. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you so much. I believe we are pretty done for the day. I do have a lot of funny table topics. Anyone at the last moment wants to author a book, please let me know. I will give one last entry to table topic. Anyone? Gilda, Sham, Charda, or we will just close the session. Okay, Sham, Gilda, we have two authors. Let's quickly take one more for Sham. Sham, are you ready?
Yep.
Okay, you own this book and tell us what inspired you to write this book. Knitting with dog hair. Better a sweater from a dog you know and love than from a sheep you never met. Knitting with dog hair. Better a sweater from a dog you know and love than from the sheep you never met. Table topic is all yours, Shah.
Thank you, table topic master. Knitting a dog with knitting the sweater with the dog which I know. Well, that's absolutely right when it comes to an acquaintance. I had a very bad experience when I was stuck, when I was very small and stuck with the strangers. This happened only due to because I believed just for a small bit of chocolate. And the chocolate made me to go around out of my house, and I was almost all about to get absconded. And that's when I realized that the pain what my parents and my well-wishers went through in search of me, it was as good as a diamond got back again inside its ring. So that's when after that, I never, ever attempted that to go out with strangers unless I'm completely believing them. So I would rather knit with the sweater for a dog rather than going with a unknown sheep. Over to you.
Thank you so much. I hope our pets are not listening to today's table topic. They're going to run away. I'm pretty done with my table topic. Thank you so much for being a sport and rapidly taking as in the books. So I dedicate all the books to you. If you want, you can take the ownership and I hand over the screen to our brilliant Toastmasters of the Day, Sarada Sir.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pooja. That was wonderful. It was so surprising too. It is now time for the general evaluation. I'm privileged to welcome the consummate leader, the most talented, distinguished Toastmaster, R.S.K. Naidu, for our general evaluator. He is the founder member of this great club, ICCON Toastmasters Club, from the Garden City of India, Bengaluru. Happily married with 1 GB. Dr. Shruti Naidu has done her master's in engineering. She is happily married and settled in Australia. His son, Avinash Naidu, is a bachelor in engineering and working in Bengaluru. His better half, Mrs. Naidu, is a passionate teacher and a Toastmaster too. He loves music and plays the guitar and sings as well. He also plays the veena. A sports enthusiast, he loves playing cricket and tennis and has been the veteran tennis champion in the doubles category 2016. A linguist of sorts, speaks and sings in 7 languages. He has represented this great club, area and district level, and recently won the best writer for District 116. We are glad to welcome our GE, Distinguished Toastmaster NSK Naidu. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. You read out exactly what I gave to you. And distinguished guests as well. I am your General Evaluator today, and I am the boss of today's meeting. Why is evaluation actually required? In a Toastmasters fraternity, evaluation makes or breaks a speaker. General evaluation of the meeting makes or breaks the club's rep in the fraternity. So I believe evaluation is one of the key aspects of any Toastmasters meeting. Definitely, I would love to know how my wife's biryani is. If you don't give her a feedback, you are going to get another not so good biryani. So that's when evaluators step in and say, you could have done this better. But they never say your speech was bad. They say you were good, but you can get better. There are no negativities in a Toastmasters meeting. And why is that? Because everyone assembles in a meeting with a thought of learning something new. And when you are learning, you are bound to make mistakes. And only in this forum in the world where you are even applauded for making a mistake. And this is the only forum in the world where you get instant feedback of what you did. There are no KPIs like how you do in a company. Your speech is done, the evaluator gets up and says, you could have done this. And what is so important about this is you have a set precinct, meaning you have a guideline as to where your speech has to be. So fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests, evaluation is one of the key important things. Now I have a threefold job. 1 is to lead a team of evaluators. 2, to receive reports from the role players. And 3, to generally summarize today's meeting. Now let me get into the first speaker. Our first speaker was Raju, who delivered his speech, and he will be evaluated by a very, very good friend of mine, distinguished Toastmaster Dipti Portness. She's a creator and founder president of this great club, a passionate leader, and a strategist with big ideas, an entrepreneur with a learning and developing domain. She is a solutionpreneur, founder of the Inficia Solitude, a solution boutique for all emotional issues. Also a well-known Back Foundation registered practitioner. Fellow Toastmasters, with a thunderous round of applause, help me welcome Dipti Portness to evaluate Toastmaster Raju. Over to you, Dipti.
Thank you, General Evaluator, sir. And especially my target speaker, Toastmaster Raju. Prejudice. We all have it and we all display it. However, we try to train ourselves to be non-judgmental. We try to display it on some or the other level in our life. And thank you for highlighting that part of us through your speech. It was a marvelous speech. You showcased a rapid series of different situations in life where either you had some prejudice or you faced some prejudice. And I went on my mental trip where I faced such prejudice in my life. Thank you so much. The topic was very apt and very common topic that happens in everybody's life. So we all could connect to that. The project was based on vocal variety and you displayed it very well through each and every scene of your speech. Your eye contact was good. You used the entire screen because you moved all the sides. Then you placed the characters where you changed your directions according to the characters. And then you topped it with some humor also. That was because the topic was a bit intense and very, we were engrossed in pondering over the topic in our life, but your humor kept us, back coming to your speech. And you used vocal variety and body language very well, especially, when you elbow somebody to, or, to get some space, or your daughter's doing that. And then your expression when your daughter got selected for table tennis. So you used your body language and your vocal variety widely. My one recommendation to you is if you could have changed your voice a little bit, like when your daughter is talking to you, you could have spoken in a little child's voice and like, Daddy, I got selected. And, that variation would have, given the speech, taken the speech to the next level. And also little practice would have made it even more impactful. So with these two suggestions, I would say it was a very bang on project with the objective of the project, vocal variety and body language. You used it thoroughly. And with such a insightful and intense topic, you topped it with humor, and eye contact and body language was thorough. So we enjoyed it very well. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Dipti Portness. That was indeed a well-rounded evaluation of Toastmaster Raju. Raju, she was bang on target. Even I noticed there was a lot of scope for voice modulation. You had about 3-4 characters in your speech. You could have portrayed them in their character as well. And secondly, your body movement, even though it was appropriate, but you could have enhanced it a little more. But all in all, well done. We go into the second speaker. Our second speaker was Gilda. She will be evaluated by Toastmaster Shyam Sundar. He is an aspiring Toastmaster, being inspired with music, travel, and people around him. Current VP Education, veteran sales and marketing manager by profession. For the Toastmasters, with a round of applause, please help me welcome Shyam Sundar.
Thank you, General Evaluator and fellow Toastmasters and guests. Today is my role as an evaluator for my star speaker, Gilda Shlah. Her speech title was, Why a Mentor? It's a very simple word, why a mentor? But the delivery of the speech and usage of the stage, as well as the body language, what she used, is phenomenal. Well, Gilda, you had not only inspired all of us of why we need to have a mentor in Toastmasters, but you literally lived your life through the mentorship. It was a completely gripped speech because audience were completely gripped onto your words, and everybody was waiting for the suspense. Everybody was waiting for the suspense. Each and every word of your speech was having suspense. So you had grabbed all the attention of the audience very well. It was a crystal clear speech with its own rapid time. In my opinion, it was a clear message with kiss. When I mean kiss, keep it simple. Your crystal words with action was a mirror of your protege, who even influenced you in your entire journey of Toastmasters. The two aspects of your protege vision was clearly explained in your speech, and that was also displayed with your actions, with your usage of the stage. Well, there's always an improvement, as our general evaluator was telling, there's always an improvement. One recommendation I would like to give is a bit of rapidness in your speech. Could have finished the entire speech on time. I think you need to a little bit practice on that. And you could have started with a question for the audience, asking the same thing: what is mentor? This could have even created more inquisite for the audience. Otherwise, your speech was perfectly fine. To summarize, it was a very clear speech. Only recommendation is to see on your timings, as well as start with a question. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Shyam Sundar. That was indeed a very crisp evaluation of Gilda's speech. I would like to add a little more on top of this, even though he had covered up the whole package. I remember mentoring is one of the most important things in anyone's speech, and trying to understand what a mentor is doing to you is also very, very important. It is a very thin line becoming a mentor and trying to be a mentee. 90% of the mentees want the mentor to do almost everything. But it is the other way around. The mentor just sits back, does not tamper with your idea. He just tampers with how you're going to present it so that it is going to be more effective to the audience. That is one of the key thin lines which Gilda has very, very aptly portrayed. There is a reason why in Toastmasters they have a 5 to 7 minute in a speech. You know, our human brain, as soon as we touch the 7-minute mark, it tends to get distracted. Out of research, that is what they came up with. So when you are in the 5 to 7 speech for the audience, what you do is, that is when you are recommended. Try to spill in a joke. Try to make a movement where you get the attention back of the audience. You just had to drop a pinch of salt in your speech. You are bang on. You are really bang on. You had fantastic body movement. You are very cool with your diction, your delivery. It was absolutely great. Well done, Gilda. Really well done. A round of applause for Gilda, please. Let me go to the third speech. Straight away, a third speech was presented by Beena Srivastava. She will be evaluated by our speaker who just spoke. A true pillar of our community with a wealth of experience and an unyielding spirit of helpfulness and support. She is the epitome of what makes a Toastmasters family truly special. Throughout her journey with us, she has been a guiding light for countless members, offering her knowledge and wisdom generously. Whether through her captivating speeches or her invaluable feedback, she has consistently demonstrated a dedication to the growth and success of every individual in our club. Her approachable nature and willingness to lend a helping hand have created a nurturing environment where everyone feels welcomed and encouraged to reach new heights in their public speaking and leadership endeavors. Fellow Toastmasters, that is indeed absolutely great. A round of applause to our next evaluator, Toastmaster Gilda. Over to you, Gilda.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Now, whoever gave you this introduction, that was not written by me. Thank you very much. What an inspiring bunch of Toastmasters in Toast Ed Club. That's why I love this club. Fellow Toastmasters, it's my privilege today to give feedback to our none other Toastmaster, Bina, for her speech. Who wants love? Who wants love and respect? What a start of a speech, because everybody in the world needs to hear these two words. We love you, we respect you. And you really started with most needed to hear sentence. Bina, your speech was crystal clear on why we should start loving ourselves first, because we cannot give what we don't have. If we don't have love to ourselves, we cannot spread love to the rest of the world. If we don't have enough respect and trust in ourselves, we cannot spread love and respect and trust to the world. And you really demonstrated that through the examples of your other, some incidents and events that happen to you in your life. I also really like, for a second speech after your icebreaker, you use the rapid, which is the word of the day. That is amazing. You are born to be a public speaker. Let me tell you that much. Okay, when you spoke about, I like the vocal variety in most of the time of your speech. Only when you were talking about tragic accident happened to one of your friends, or a softer tone of voice would have been helpful. I really like when speakers always have a smile on their face when they are delivering a speech. However, in some places, when we want to show a bit of seriousness or sadness, we have to demonstrate this facial expression on our face. Pauses, you did in two places, you paused beautifully. Maybe one more pause, I couldn't write it down, but you needed to pause one more time. However, who doesn't want to be loved? And to start with loving yourself, that is one of the best messages as well. You really had a great opening, tied it up with the body and conclusion, and use the prop. You had the candles, and without even looking at it down or bringing it up, it's like you knew, you grabbed it, you put it back. Well done, Bina. I'm really looking forward to hearing your other speeches. Just a bit of change of maybe the vocabulary, vocal variety you have when you are showing different emotion, and you are a great speaker. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Gilda, for that well-rounded evaluation for Bina. Bina, I would compound what Toastmaster Gilda told you. You have the gift of the gap. You can speak, but you have to tone your speech in such a way where the emotions are turned into words. If I see you smiling all the time in your speech, sometimes it loses its value. When you're sad, you have to show that you're sad, not by your words, but by your gestures. They play a big, big, big part in anyone's speech. But all in all, you're a right way to go, and that is up. Congratulations, and one more round of applause for Bina. So, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests, that is my second part, the first part of my, second part of my journey as the general evaluator. Now I'll take the reports from the role players. Grammarian, can you rapidly tell us how many people used the word of the day?
General Evaluator, I have a request.
Yes.
I have a table topic evaluation to be done rapidly in 3 minutes. If you allow me, I'll just take 3 minutes of your evaluation.
Okay, 3 minutes, 1 second. Go ahead.
Thank you so much. And here I take my, I don't want an introduction, it's already done with. My table topic speakers, thank you so much for being so enthusiastic and being a sport. I have an evaluation for all of you. My evaluation is divided into 3 parts. Something that you did exceptionally well, something that you did brilliant, and one thing that you can challenge yourself next time when you try your table topic. So let me start with our first table topic master, who actually mastered everything when he was talking about how to talk to your cat about gun safety. Toastmasters Raju, area director. When you said tiger, you put the name to the cat. You put something that we could actually relate to. That was exceptionally well done. When you said that something, are you trying to be smelling Diwali pataka? I know you didn't mean the pataka, but for us it was like that pataka. So that was brilliantly done. Thank you. What I would like you to challenge yourself next time is give us what was the reaction of your cat? How did she take your book suggestion or maybe the gun? That's something that I would love you to challenge yourself. Let me go to our general evaluator, distinguished Toastmasters Naidu sir. I don't know what all exceptional things I can add. When you said you want to turn the tables, it was brilliant. It took me completely into the topic. You inspired you took the whole topic and made it as an inspiration for us. The topic, how to train goldfish using dolphin training and techniques, I never expected someone to take it as black and white and the darkest shade of white, the darkest shade of black. Thank you so much for taking this topic and inspiring us in that 2 minutes. I have no recommendations here. Thank you so much. Let's move on to Shrimati. Shrimati, thank you so much again for taking that topic, eating. Shrimati took the topic, what bird did that? I was not expecting that you would actually give me a story in a matter of 2 minutes. That was surprising. You gave us a story, you gave us a metaphor, you said the talking bird, you had a brilliant flow, and you also added metaphor. I think you're a born Toastmasters. You should be here to inspire other people. Thank you so much. I have no recommendation here. I know you will get into the time and all. Those are all the technicalities of the Toastmasters. Next topic was taken by Shalini. Shalini, you took a brilliant topic, eating people is wrong. When you said I was eating cucumber, that was something that really hooked me on. There was a story to it. We all are looking for story. You had a flow to the whole conversation that was brilliantly done. You also, you said, okay, let me elaborate it to you. So we were like, okay, you're not just putting ends here and there. You had an evaluator. I would love to see if you can give us an end to it. You can close it, have a closing comment. And I'm sure more times you come here, I'm sure we will learn more endings with you. Thank you so much again for taking that topic. Let me go to Sunny, who said, everyone oops. Sunny, I know it was a hard topic, and I'm glad it came to you. I love how you flowed through everyone poops. It was happy. You got fragrances in between. That's the power of a good story when you put all the sense organs, not auditory, visual, but you also got kinesthetic. I would love to see, because you're going to be more seasoned Toastmasters, I would want you to challenge yourself of bringing past, present, and future, or maybe binding the whole story, a whole table topic in a story. Again, brilliantly done. Let me go to Deepti, our distinguished Toastmasters, Deepti. Don't pee on my leg and tell me it's raining. I didn't know that you will bring your dog in between, but I know that you're a dog lover, and I'm glad this topic came to you. I loved how you started it with an incident, and I could see that you are stitching the whole story in your head. And what a brilliant stitching done. I will have not any recommendation except for a little lesser ers. Instead of ers, a pause or a breath would be wonderful. And the brilliant ending, I think it inspires me when you said, I want to thank my mentors for helping me write this book. Brilliantly taken to the topic. Thank you again. Now, Toastmaster Sham Sundar. Again, knitting with dog hair, with your own dog hair. You took a brilliant story flow. The brilliant thing that you done was bringing that piece of chocolate in between that could connect us. What good you did was have a whole 1, 2, 3, 4, the whole past, present, and future. What I would like you to challenge yourself is the flow between the sections. The however, what if, and then, that would really give the flow. And that's the end of my table topic evaluation. Thank you so much, General Evaluator, to give me this chance for evaluating. I hope I did my job done. I would want you to evaluate my table topic evaluation. That would help me improvise. Thank you so much.
That was indeed new to a Toastmaster fraternity, where the table topics are evaluated by the topics master. But nevertheless, I will come to you as we go along the line. Now it is my turn to generally evaluate the entire meeting and all the role players in the meeting. Now, in every meeting, especially in a Toastmasters meeting, we have a set of role players. We have a sergeant at arms, we have the president, we have a Toastmaster of the day, and all supporting staff for the Toastmaster to conduct a meeting in good stead. That is what is generally looked upon. But the most important thing is why these role players are taken, and why is it important for these roles to be played to the best of their knowledge. Let me take, for example, the Sergeant at Arms. The Sergeant at Arms, Deepti, did a fantastic job. She gave us the mission of what Toastmaster is, and generally what are the rules which we have to follow in the meeting. And what is more important she did was she introduced the president with almost the complete picture. Now, why is the introduction so important in a Toastmaster meeting? As a guest or as a newcomer, I would like to know who I'm listening to. Who is this person? What is she? Is she an experienced person? We all know it's a learning circle. And that is very, very important in a Toastmaster meeting, or generally in every meeting, to introduce the predecessor in the right stead. The president normally is the king of the ship or the captain of the ship. You take the ship where it's supposed to go. And if you are not good at the wheel, we are going to see another Titanic. But I should say, you had a very, very calm way of riding the ship. You told us what is the theme of today's meeting and how to take it forward. You were smooth, cool, and very, very approachable. That's the character I felt when I saw you. Congratulations and very well done, President. And you gave the baton to the Toastmaster of the day. Toastmaster is the second in charge of riding the ship. She is the one who places everything in order. I like the way when she brought up something new, a tongue twister, and getting the members to do it. You know, tongue twister is one of the most embarrassing things you can do. You don't do it right, you end up saying the wrong word sometimes. Well done, Toastmaster. You Toastmaster of the day, Sharda. That was indeed a very nice way of getting the meeting going. Meaning you're getting the members happy to be part of this meeting. But while you are at the meeting, it's very important you don't lose the focus. Now, if you lose the focus, you lose the concentration of your members as well. And why I'm saying this is because there are a couple of long pauses which would try to avoid out. And thirdly, it is okay, like I said in the beginning, to make a mistake. Referring to your screen too many times does not look so nice. You could have the screen in front of you rather than looking to the right now and then to see what's coming next. Avoid that and try to keep the screen in front of you so you'll know what to say next. You don't have to by heart your script. You can take snippets of what you want to say and go with the flow. That's the best way to learn. Once you have your question paper or your answer paper next to you, you are bound to look at it. Take it, throw it away. You're all sitting here only to learn. Make the mistake so that you will not repeat again. Like how our famous cricketer said, Navjot Singh Sidhu, you never stumble on the same block twice. So that's very important. Then the other role players. Now here the role players, the timer and the grammarian. I believe the grammarian had it almost right. Introducing what is his role and introducing the word of the day. Rapid is an easy word, but at the same time, quite a tough word to use within the precincts of today's meeting. But it is very important to tell the role to the role players or to the participants of today's meeting. They should know exactly what is your role. And the role player should not deviate from what is their role, what is stipulated by the Toastmasters International. The same thing applies to a timer as well. Be very precise. For example, my role as a timer, you can start like that. Give the timing guidelines, red, amber, and green, and finish your job as a timer. If you do this, it would keep the meeting more compact. Apart from that, we dive into the table topic session. You see, table topic session, almost every Toastmaster dreads. But I love this session. And the way today it was presented, amazing. It was really amazing. Picking out books. I have picked out one book to read from that, the pooping one. I want to see what is written inside it and see what's the story about this book. But one thing which I noticed was, at least I did not tell you as a topics man or as a participant who inspired me to write it. I just let it go at whatever I did. But then all in all, it was a fantastic session. And what complemented this was the evaluation for the topic speakers, what you could have done, and what are the neat small takeaways from these small 3-minute impromptu speeches. Normally in an impromptu speech, very rarely you take a takeaway, but you picked out what was the takeaways and made us all re-evaluate and say, okay, these are the ones we could take it from here. I've almost come to the end of today's session. One thing I would love every Toastmaster not to forget is a Toastmasters meeting with all the role players is just a prelude or a playing ground for what you carry in your professional lives. Just imagine you are in charge of running a corporate meeting in your office. The role players is how, in a Toastmasters meeting, you pick out roles and give it to your role players in your corporate meeting. What does table topic does? Suddenly, your MD needs to go for a poop, and you are supposed to fill in for him. That's when your mind starts clicking. And when the whole session is over, your MD will call you and ask you, what do you think about today's session? And that's where the evaluation session comes into play. So this is what Toastmasters brings to us on the table, is not only just coming around and giving speeches and getting your evaluation and going home. It is a package of learning and implementing this in your professional life as well as your life at home. Fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests, I thoroughly enjoyed today's meeting, and thank you for inviting me. I should thank Ajaya, and then I should thank Pooja Shan, and I should thank Grammarian, and I don't want to forget the Grammarian's report.
I was waiting for that general evaluator because I have very tediously noted down all the points. So I just wanted to not to lose this opportunity at all. Thank you. Well, as a grammarian, here's my report to all fellow Toastmasters as well as the general evaluator. A very simple word of rapid was used extensively by Pooja. She used nearly 4 times, as well as Deepthi. Myself, I used it in a unique way because I'm the grammarian. Obviously, I have to be something unique. So I used it as rapidness instead of rapid. There were a couple of other people who Sunny was also using this quite a bit. Rest all, we encouraged to use it, but I think they missed it out. Again, we encourage all of them to use again and again, time and again, the word of the day. Of course, Gilda.
I think Gilda used it once.
Gilda and Beena.
And I used rapidly rather than rapid.
Yes. Well, apart from this, there were a lot of takeaways for today's evening. Wonderful words. I think we can write some quotes, books on the quotes, which was used by none other than our TMOD, tongue twister extravaganza. Wow, that's a good one. Every word is a playground. Master your minutes to master your time. That's a new thing which I have learned today. Our speaker, Raju, was again and again, time and again, was using prejudice, which is a good word to be used in our day-to-day life. One correction for Raju, usage of the language, which I would like to highlight here is, I having a belief is I believe. Instead of telling I'm having a belief, you can just straight away go it as stated as I believe. Gilda Shla using it as a beautiful quote. We cannot give what we don't have. Well, that really touched my heart. And Pooja using the word metaphor. Yourself, general evaluator, using again gallivanting. That's a new word which I immediately went to the Google and started searching for what is the meaning of this gallivanting. Aptly portrayed, prelude. Black and white never can get together. There are some beautiful quotes which was also stated by you, and our guest Shalini also stated evolving as a divine person. I mean, she herself saw herself as evolving as a divine person. Srimati Krishnan used pursuit as a new word today. When there is a need, we need to speak up. That's a very good quote given by Krishnan, Srimati Krishnan. Deepthi used it, some unusual word, healthy boundaries. I have not heard this. So I will start using this, healthy boundaries. Well, rest. These are the words which was captured today in today's meeting. I hope we all will utilize all these words in our day-to-day life and try to elevate ourselves. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Well done, Shyam Sundar. You captivated everyone, and I'm sorry for missing out on that. The reason why I came last is if I had to take your role earlier while I'm giving my wind up, you would have missed my rapidly. But nevertheless, I'll get back to today's session. I thoroughly enjoyed today's meeting. Thank you, Ajaya, and thank you, who's not here, and Pooja Sharan, your president, for consistently calling me, and also Sham, who was in touch with me for getting this meeting together. I enjoyed signing off, and over to you, Toastmaster of the Day, Sharda Sharan.
Thank you, General Evaluator, for this awesome evaluation. It is time to bid goodbye for today's session. But before we wind up, and I give the control to my president, Pooja Sharan, I pose you the rapid challenge of today's tongue twister. You can open up to send your recorded tongue twisters in the group. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Pooja Sharan.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day. I must commend you. I must applaud. Thank you so much for taking such a big role after such a big gap. She was out of the whole scene for almost 4 months, 5 months. After I'm seeing you after 5 months, and she was ready to take this role. Thank you so much. Brilliantly done. Again, I would like to acknowledge thanks back to DTM RSK Naidu for taking this role and giving us just those pieces that we really need to improvise. And Area Director Toastmasters Raju for coming in and inspiring us with all the happening speech. I am a fan of yours. Consider me in whenever you are. I'm going to be cheering up with my pom-poms. Thank you so much for coming again. DTM Toastmasters, Distinguished Toastmasters Deepti, we would love to know about what your views are in the meeting. Before that, I would like to go to our guest, Shrimati Krishnan. Please do share how did you feel about the meeting and what are your takeaways with the meeting. Please unmute yourself and share your experience.
Thank you so much for considering me, for giving this wonderful feedback. I'm honored and I'm really blessed to give this feedback. So this, I must say this, it's a blessed evening for me, a wonderful evening, a lot of takeaways. I'm totally pumped up with energy, and I should say it's a rapid energy. I should use that, must use that. And then you people are awesome, and Mr. Naidu, sir, is really, I'm gratitude to him. I am thoroughly impressed, sir. So for sure, I think I must join this soon.
Oh, that's great.
Thank you so much, Shrimati. Thank you so much for taking out time, coming, showing up. See, for us Toastmasters, every Toastmasters meeting, especially Club Toasted, we say distinguished Toastmasters because they have achieved the title and they take almost 2 years to achieve it. But for us, guests are distinguished guests already. So for us, you are the most important person because we want to know, we are speaking in public. Someone told me that public speaking is not about speaking in public. And I was like, what do you mean by that? And the person said that public speaking is about speaking to public. And that changed the whole idea of public speaking. And you are the one who's going to evaluate us and tell us, are we speaking right? Thank you so much for taking out time and giving us a feedback, Shrimati. We would love to have you again.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you.
Shalini, this is your third meeting, I believe. Please do share your feedbacks.
Ma'am, I'm always there to share my feedback. I'm so very delighted. I do not have high vibe words as Shrimati has, but I'm always honored to have such privileged members here, and you give us a chance to speak our mind, whatever is going on, and accepting is the way it is. I mean, in daily life, we don't get a chance to speak our mind or whatever is going inside. When ma'am was speaking, the previous ma'am was speaking, I was thinking, I will say this, I will say that. I was just gathering my thoughts. Now again, I have lost my words. I'm so overwhelmed with my emotions of being present here between you learned people, and you are still giving us a chance. And thank you for the feedback. Evaluator sir was awesome. I'm a fan of all of you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It makes such a It increases our enthusiasm when you give us these feedbacks. You're very, very humbling. Thank you so much, Shalini, again. Now, before I end the meeting, I would again go to Distinguished Toastmasters Naidu to give us the whole thing in 30 seconds. What is something that you want really? How was your experience in this? I know you've done it, but still I would like to know it.
No, I think the club is very pleasant and club is very enthusiastic to learn. And I could make out from the guests who, the way they spoke, and also the members who are diligently trying to take up the roles. The only thing I'm slightly disappointed is the number of heads or the head count in today's meeting. We have all great speakers in your forum, but at least 15 to 20 members would make a great number. But it's a great club to go on.
Thank you so much, Distinguished Toastmasters. I know we had less head count. We thought the rest of the members are on vacation because it was a vacation time. Otherwise, we do have a good participation. And I, in fact, went to my mentor, Distinguished Toastmasters Deepthi, and I said, can we push on the meeting? And she said, come on, are you crazy? We should never say no to meeting. Even if there are 15 people, even if there are 10 people, they have said yes, we should honor that. And that's the reason I'm here. Again, my mentor, Distinguished Toastmasters Deepthi Potnis, please do share your opinion about the meeting. I cannot go without asking you, how was it?
Thank you, Madam President, for considering my opinion. And I must say you and Sham make a great team. And the way you have pulled this meeting, because many people are absent, and there was very less participation. And on 11th hour, one of the speakers backed out, and it was amazing that, and she had taken 2 roles. And thank you so much, Toastmaster Raju, for filling in for her. And Sham, amazing job as a VPE to find another speaker on 11th hour in her place, because otherwise you cannot call it a speakathon. There are no speakers, and it cannot be a speakathon. And the speakathon was already out on the flyers, but you made it a point and you did it. It was indeed a great thing. And many people are sick, many people are out of town, and it was very difficult to pull everything together. But you too have shown the greatness of your leadership skills. Amazing job.
I've got a brilliant mentor who pushes me. Again, all credits goes to you. Thank you again. Yes, Naidu, so you have to say something.
I'd like to share a small word on Deepthi. I remember when she joined the ICC1 Toastmasters Club. And what I'm seeing her now, it's like Zameen Asman ka farak. That means she has really grown quite a lot. And I remember in those days, she was hooked on to being a comedic speaker rather than being a serious speaker. And she had that gap, I'm amazed. I'm happy to see Deepthi in this position. Congratulations, Deepthi. Keep it up.
Yeah. And now my new mentor, model, Raju sir, please do share how did you like the meeting? And again, as you were an accidental area director, I think you were an accidental speaker here also. A lot of wonderful accidents are happening. Please do share your opinion about the club.
Thank you, ma'am. You put such a big word like mentor and all. I don't know. Naidu sir is such a great person in here, and I feel little shy. And a couple of times our speakers was mentioned. I came in to fill the slot. In fact, every time, everywhere, I used to tell. I'm sure in South India there is a dish called upuma.
Upuma? Yeah, upuma. Yes.
When upuma is made.
When nothing else is there in the house.
Yes. When nothing else is available in home, no vegetables, no masala, nothing, let's have upuma. So I am happy that, I filled that role in that line. And from the top to bottom, our TM, Sergeant at Arms was mentioning during the introduction, like those who are in the house, where is the washroom you can use when you want. These are the things, rare moments we cherish and we enjoy. And before the event itself, before the opening itself, there was a music were played, and I was really, these are the new information for me. Definitely, I will try to have this one in my club or my area as well. And I have a lot of takeaway from Naidu sir as well. The way he used the jargon, grammarian already told many jargons were there. I already copied all those jargons, and definitely I am going to use it in my professional and personal career. Thank you very much for inviting me.
Thank you so much. Now, I'm not going to let you go without checking whether you all heard everyone or no. So I have a few things and then I will wind up this meeting, promise. A few questions what all the speakers would have done. Who is Raju sir's favorite actor? Quickly unmute yourself and tell.
Rajnikant.
Yeah. Who were mentors of Gilda Shla?
Vicky Ferrer.
And
Savita, I guess.
Savita, yeah. Okay, what is Naidu sir's secret to managing tongue twister on the go?
Our
Kindergarten teacher.
kindergarten teacher.
Yeah. What was the song that Richa sung in Bina's speech?
मुझे देखा तो ये जाना.
Naidu sir plays an instrument. What is that instrument?
Guitar and
Veena.
Veena. Is Veena your wife's name by any chance? Okay, so we got it right. It was an instrument. Okay, what is that one sweet thing that Sham spoke about in Table Topic that he went and he lost the whole touch with his family?
Chocolate.
Chocolate.
Yeah, so we all are at the right space. I'm going to leave you with the last table topic for you to think about. I'm not going to ask you what is the table topic or what do you think. So this last table topic for all of you before you go and sleep with it and see what you would do if you had to write a book named The Zen Art of Farting. Breathtaking. So table topics for all of you to take away. With this, I call this wonderful meeting adjourned officially. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye.